I've been neglecting my Virtual Boy lately, and I've been looking for an excuse to get it back into it. Well, Nintendo announcing Virtual Boy coming to NSO was that excuse I needed, and got me in the mood to take this goofy thing out of the case and onto the desk. The game I decided to check out was actually Virtual League Baseball from Kemco. In honor of postseason baseball going on right now, and my Astros being eliminated, I needed some sort of good baseball distraction to make me feel better. Too bad this game is not exactly a good game to fit that bill, but we'll get that in here in a second. I made it a goal to collect all of the North American Virtual Boy games and review them. Only 14 games in the set, so it's not too bad, but this is the second game I'm reviewing of those 14. If you're interested in following along for the other 12, or just like hearing some good video game talk in general, consider liking this video and subscribing down below. There have been tons of baseball games over the course of history, but Virtual League Baseball gets to claim being one of the earliest 3D baseball games. And really when I say 3D, I mean I'm just talking some fun little depth effects thanks to the Virtual Boy, and the occasional foul ball that flies into the camera that kinda sorta makes it look like it's coming at you. In reality, this plays a lot like what you'd expect a baseball game on the Super Nintendo to play like. They do call out 3D rendered graphics here on the box though, so I guess I'll take Kemco's word for it. Fun fact, as I go through showing off all the inserts from this box, this was actually a sealed copy of this game when it got to me, and it came with my 3D Tetris I bought a few months back. I recorded a whole unboxing, unsealing video because I thought it was neat to unseal a game that was older than me, but I was sad to see I never actually hit the record button on that, so no cool unboxing for this video. But yeah, everything in this box is super fresh and clean since it's never seen the light of day, so that's still cool enough for me. I really like the logo for this game. I like the attention to detail with the logo having that stitch look like something you might find on a baseball jersey. It almost looks like they made the logo in real life and took a photo of it for the logo. The fuzzy texture of the word baseball and the baseball itself look neat. We have a nice clean response card in here. I always wonder what would happen if I were to actually mail one of these out these days. I wouldn't dare make this copy incomplete, but it would be a funny bit. Have a nice little Nintendo Power insert here as well. I will say I was a little upset about the manual for this game. It was just a very plain black text on white background. Not a whole lot of character in here. I guess that's just how it is sometimes, but I like when manuals are fun to go through and feel like someone put some love into it. Alright, that's it for this short unboxing, so it's time to jump into the game itself, but unfortunately I don't have a whole lot of interesting things to say about this game. It is a pretty by-the-numbers baseball game. You pick a team. In this game, the teams are all fictional teams based on different countries. I'll just list them through real quick. So you have USA, Canada, Cuba, Dominican Republic, Chile, and Argentina in the Pan American bracket, Japan, Taiwan, India, Saudi Arabia, Singapore, and Australia in the Asia bracket, and the European bracket has France, UK, Germany, Russia, Italy, and Switzerland. Immediate criticism of this, since the whole teams are just red and black like the rest of the game. The teams are not visually distinct in any way, and the only real difference between any teams other than generic player stats changes is names of the players being, I'll say, themed to their country in ways you'd expect a 90s video game to do so. So yeah, the game is fun enough, despite how simple it is, but I never really felt like playing more than a few innings at a time. There just isn't a whole lot here to keep you attached to the headset. Pitching is what you'd expect. You time A button presses to a meter for speed, and you control placement with the left D-pad. There are a couple pitch options you can throw, like the B button having a curveball. You can throw change-ups, throw the ball in the dirt, throw away outside to see if the computer will chase it. Fairly standard. It's pretty funny, the pitchers in this game get tired very quickly, which I did not understand at first, and when that happens they just start throwing ephuses like 50 miles an hour over the plate. Batting is also pretty standard. You can move around in the box and you just time the swing with the A button. You can also bunt, which I did not really mess around with. When you make contact, the game shifts from behind the plate view to a top-down view of the field, which I think actually does look pretty good through the lenses of the Virtual Boy. There are some good depth effects here that obviously won't come through the screen you're watching right now, so you'll just have to take my word for it. However, the downside of this view is that means you're currently fielding, which is where I think this game feels the worst. When the ball is in play, you can control players with the D-pad to go after the ball, but it controls several players at once. There were so many instances where I wanted one player to go after the ball in the infield, and it sent both like the first and second baseman running in one direction, and then it would just go through the gap and never felt good. Maybe that one's on me for making a bad decision, but it really felt like I had to make a really good, quick decision for basic fielding, and often ended up with me getting the other team hits they didn't deserve. Even with all these struggles though, I was able to beat most opponents with no real issue, just playing these one-off games, but I decided to really test myself towards the end of my run with this game and use the password system to play against the Galaxy team. From what I looked up, beating this team is how you rolled credits, and I'll just say right now, I was not able to beat this team. All of these players are named after other planets, and Earth hit a moonshot on me that made me turn the game off real fast. The pitcher for this team also throws like 106 miles per hour, which is very silly, but I guess it makes for a good late game challenge if you're really into this game. The best thing about playing this team is I got to watch more of the funny home run celebration animations, even if it was at my expense. Overall, I think Virtual League Baseball is an inoffensive, but pretty simple, meh, baseball game. I think if you're playing on actual hardware, it's an interesting experience for a few innings, but if you're just emulating it on a copy on the computer or something, it's nothing to write home about. It will enter the Virtual Boy Games rankings at 2 out of 2 below 3D Tetris, and I would not be surprised if it ended up towards the bottom when it's all said and done. Thanks for watching. I have 2 other games on the shelf I want to get to before the end of this year, and I think both those games should be a better experience based off some of the gameplay I've watched ahead of time. I'm not sure which of these games will be next, but it'll either be Teleroboxer or Galactic Pinball. Don't forget to like the video if you liked it, dislike if you didn't, and subscribe below to see what's next. Thanks again for watching, and see you next time.